All right, so good evening. This is Chris from I Watch LA. We're here with John Negrete, spearheads the LAPD boxing team. I'm here with Josh Robles, LAPD officer, and Anthony Mares, LASD deputy. Both fighters. Excited to have you guys here today. Thank you guys for coming out. We've been trying to promote this whole fight, Baker to Vegas night, Sunday night in Vegas. I know there were some hiccups from the last time that we had the last podcast where we were supposed to fight it, or it was supposed to be fought at the Fountain Blue.
At the Fountain Blue, yes.
And tell us a little bit about that with the.
It didn't quite work in our favor, but maybe it's for the better. Maybe
Right.
it's for the better because the Fountain Blue only accommodates so many people. But let's face it, Baker to Vegas brings in 100,000 police officers from all over, from everywhere. So why not work out something with a bigger venue? So now we're excited to bring 2026 Sin City Showdown to the Virgin Hotel that accommodates 2,500 people. And I think that's awesome because we also don't want to take away from the Baker to Vegas weekend. We want, the goal is for people to enjoy the race. The goal is for people to enjoy the after the race ceremony. But then afterwards, let's give them some exciting fights to enjoy.
Nice. Josh, tell us a little bit. How long have you been a cop? How long have you been involved with the sport? And then how do you do it, man? Because we see you performing and top notch fighter, and I'm like, man, being a cop, you work all the time and you make time for family, and at some point you make time for training and putting on a good fight.
Yeah, it's busy, man. Police wise, I came on in 2016, so just about 10 years now, a little over 10 years. When it comes to like training and stuff like that, man, I can't thank, one, my wife enough, but two, I got some of the greatest coaches, man, from working with Sam and his son Sammy and other fighters like Kevin. I mean, these are guys who are like elite dudes. I mean, they're all ranked top 20. One was fighter of the year last year. So some of these dudes, man, and being able to get in some work with these guys, and they kind of take me under their wing. They understand that the schedule is crazy. You work from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., and then, drive home. I work Rampart, so you're driving from Rampart all the way back to Lancaster, which is about an hour and 45.
Oof.
And then, you get to the gym about, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, get a quick little hour work in, and then, head home and go to sleep. So I give a lot of credit to my wife because she allows me to do a lot of this stuff. But it's fun, man. It's fun being able to be a part of some of these shows. I don't think I've ever... I think our first show... Well, the first show I did was... It was in 2017, 2018.
Oh my goodness, it's been that long.
At what resort was that?
Oh, it was at the Palms in the city of Commerce.
Yes.
No, not Commerce. I'm sorry, City of Industry.
Yes, and
Yes.
when the London guys had
That's
come
right,
out.
that's
and
right.
What a show that! Still to this day, when I think of LAPD boxing, that is one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. And
And they're coming again, Josh, in
being,
September.
yeah,
just let you
being
know.
a part of that show, I mean, it's still to this day when they're like, "Oh, you're gonna fight?" I'm like, "You have to." It's not really. I don't really think you have a choice anymore.
I love that.
Being a part of history and stuff like that. It's been amazing. It's been a fun ride, though.
In regards to training, does the boxing team provide trainers for the fighters, or do the fighters go and seek their own trainers, people that they've worked with for a while? How does that? I never understood how does that work.
That's a great question, Chris. I'm glad you asked that because, you know what? In a perfect world, would we be able to provide trainers? The answer is, in the perfect world, the answer is yes. But let's face it, we don't live in a perfect world. You got guys like Josh that work from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Antonio, I don't know what hours this crazy man works. I'm sure he works crazy hours. And he's with the county. He's with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. But look at these other boxers that have that work different shifts, that work different specialized units. It's almost impossible. There used to be a time that the LAPD boxing team used to train together at the Hollenbeck Youth Center. And even back then, it was very, very hard. I remember the days getting off work at 6 a.m., taking maybe a 20-hour nap and then heading to the gym because the coach wanted us in the gym at 8 a.m. sharp. But you're there exhausted, not even fully rested. That's no way to train. I remember telling myself the boxer should be allowed a way to train the way they want to train with the coaches that they want, because a lot of them come from a background of boxing. So let them be with the trainers that make them right, that make them strong, that make them the fighter that they want to be. They shouldn't be forced to train at a certain time. I know that sometimes some of our fighters feel like we're not really a team because there's no cohesiveness, but I respectfully disagree. The cohesiveness comes on fight night. The cohesiveness comes on the day before the fight, at the weigh-ins. That's when you see this team really come together.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that too, because like a lot of the guys, I mean, like, yeah, we don't get to train, every day or once a week or whatever, but I mean, we have that group chat where it's like, hey, bro, I need some sparring, and everybody's, oh, I'm free this day, I'm free this day, and so a lot of times we'll all pick a day where we can all come together, and then that's the day where you seeing who's the dog.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, but I mean, yeah, we don't get the like I said, like everyday type of training. But you really do get to see, and the part that I really like is because we have different trainers, when we all come in and spar, you're seeing completely different fighting styles.
They're different
right?
styles.
And
yeah.
so then you start really working the craft because you're like, oh, you know what? He's catching me with this right hand. How's he hit me with this right hand? And after sparring, it's like, hey, bro, when you throw that right hand, what are you doing? He's like, oh, well, my coach told me da 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 da. And you're like, okay, and then that's a tool in your toolbox now, you know? So you're kind of eating off of everybody else as of if we're all trained by the same person. We all kind of have we're throwing the same jab. We all throwing the same right hand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I actually like it a lot better because you get like that melting pot, that menudo bowl. You got everything in there. And so you taking pieces here. You're like, I like this right hand. I like this overhand. And then you start tossing everything together when you get in the fight. So for me, I think it's great doing it that way. I much prefer it that way because when you guys all come together, it's like a big learning pot and everybody's learning, picking from it.
Anthony, you're with LASD. Tell us, how long have you been a deputy, and how long have you been involved with the sport and the LASD boxing team, if you don't mind?
Yes. So I got hired or graduated the academy in December 27th of 2020. So essentially 2021.
Okay.
And just not too long ago, I hit 5 years. But I guess my experience was a little unique because within those 5 years, I joined the Marine Corps, and I was gone for 2.5 years. So technically, on paper, I've been a deputy for 5 years, but actually, like, experience-wise, I've had like 2.5.
Okay.
Right. And that's because of the order in which I joined, and then the Marine Corps. But and then in terms of the sport, I have less than a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was telling John, I'm
Wow.
like, because I would go to the Freddie Roach Foundation gym, and I remember having a brief conversation with you.
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong. This last fight in Commerce was your first fight, correct?
That one
with the
was
team?
my second fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured he had
But
experience.
you could call it the first one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Was it the second fight with the boxing team, with the Sheriff's boxing team?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Right.
Did you practice the sport prior to coming on, or have you?
No, the closest experience that I could say kind of relates was wrestling. So I wrestled in high school. So it translates well when it comes to like the intangible things like
Right.
mental fortitude or like grit, things like that. But the actual like skills, no, not at all, because it's kind of the complete opposite.
Yeah.
In one you're grappling, and then in the other one you're striking.
Right.
So it's not even close. But no, I mean, it's something that I always wanted to do. I think most young kids could relate to the experience, or not the experience, the desire to want to do the sport, because I always wanted to do it, but I always had an excuse. I'm like, I don't have the funds, or I'm in other sports,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. But then one day I'm like, oh crap, like,
No more excuses.
I don't have any more excuses.
No more
like,
excuses, yeah.
I'm like, I'm not
Dive
in
in.
college. Like, I'm done with the academy. Like, I did the Marine Corps thing. I'm like, I got to put them on now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
We saw your performance, and it was an amazing night. You got the W. And just take us back to that night. You know, what was
Yeah.
going through your mind, and the leading up to the preparation of the fight.
yeah, I think, backtracking a little bit, when I wrestled, I would always get nervous. Always. It was uncontrollable. I couldn't believe it. And I would get frustrated. I'm like, why am I nervous? Like, I've trained really hard. Like, I should stop. I should be confident. But you can't control it, right? So fast forwarding, the day of the fight, I thought I was going to be the same because that's the experience that I've had in the past. And I had trained really hard because the first fight, I didn't perform at the level that I wanted to. Like, yeah, you win, but I still felt like if I got the short end of the stick, because I thought I was going to perform at a higher level because I trained at a level that was difficult for me. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to put on the show. And then I looked at the video and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, did I even train? Like, who is it? Get him on, you know?
Turn it off.
Yeah, so the second fight, I'm like, all right, like, I'm going to train super, super hard because I don't want that to ever happen again. That was, like, disgusting, you know? And the day of the fight, I get in the ring, and right before I get in the ring, I'm waiting for, like, those jitters to come, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I don't know. They're not coming yet, you know? And then the music starts playing, and then the walkout songs, and then I get on the ring, and it's still not coming, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, this is a part where I'm supposed to get nervous, like, what's going on, you know? And I don't think I ever did get nervous, but I think I was just confident, and I think, backtracking a little bit, in high school I was a kid, you know, or a young man, whatever.
Right.
Now it's I've been through some trials and tribulations where I've been tested a little bit, and I've definitely failed. I've succeeded, etc. Right? Like, life has punched me a few times, so I think now I'm a little more resilient, and in my mind I'm like, well, I mean, I've faced, like, many difficult challenges. Like, one thing I'm not gonna be afraid of is a man, you know.
Right.
Even if he beats me, you could beat me, but I'm not necessarily gonna be afraid of you. I'll respect you 100%, but to be afraid, no. So I think that's truly what I felt, and to this day I'm kind of surprised because I thought I felt like if I was supposed to be nervous, but I felt like if I was kind of over it, like, oh, it's too much. Like, suspense, like, come on, let's go. Like, you know, I even wanted to fight like the day before.
Right.
But yeah, it was a good experience.
What was going through your mind when you got announced the winner? I mean,
On the first fight, I thought I was losing every single round. So if I'm being frank with you, yeah, I was kind of surprised because the first round I definitely thought I lost, and that's why I picked up the speed a little bit, because I'm like, Jesus, this guy's rocking me, you know? So on the second round, I also thought I was losing. And on the third one, I also thought I was losing. So I really tried to apply pressure. And then when I won, I felt grateful. But it's not a win. There's better ways to win than to getting that close to a split decision, right?
right.
So that was the first fight, and then on the second fight, well, it was a stoppage, right? It was a TKO, so I knew I had won, but I just felt very confident because I trained really, really hard, and I felt a little bit bigger. I felt a little bit stronger, and I believe he was a deputy from Riverside. He came in really, really hard. The first few seconds, which is understandable. I kind of expected that, but once I realized that I was able to take his hits, and I thought that I was taking, like, his hardest hits, and I was fine. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm not too scared or nervous because in my mind that was your best. Here comes my best. So it was that was a good experience.
Nice.
That's the right mentality to have too. Let's see what you could dish out, so you could see what I could dish out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was awesome. I remember. I remember we had changed the rules a little bit, where before we were just gonna in conversation with the World Boxing Council, with the WBC, we were gonna award the WBC belt to the winner of the main event. But then it changed. I believe that decision was made when we did the fight at the USS Iowa. We wanted to, like, every boxer deserves the opportunity. I mean, how nice is it of the WBC to come on board, pay attention to the work that cops and firemen and first responders are doing in the sport of boxing to fundraise for different charities, that now they're gifting the work that we do an authentic WC belt. It's very powerful. It's very precious, very special. Everyone wants that belt. Professionals want that belt. So for police officers, law enforcement in the sport to be given that opportunity to win that belt, how awesome is that? So then the rule was made that we were going to award it to the winner of the fight of the night, because those fights are really exciting. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing. See, when you're sitting where I sit, you get to see all the action. But I love looking over my shoulder and seeing the crowd. And when I see an amazing fight, I always make it a point to look over my shoulder to see what the audience is doing. And when you were fighting, the audience was on their feet, man. They were very, very excited. You were going toe to toe. So has Josh. Josh in the past has been going toe to toe. So how awesome is it that you guys get the chance to deliver that, and then to be presented, both of you, the WBC belt? How awesome is that? But my favorite experience with you, specifically with you, was you got presented with the belt. You got announced the winner. Then you got presented with the WBC belt. But then came a really nice surprise from our friends at the Diamond Bank in downtown LA. The diamond encrusted.
Yeah, I'm wearing it right now.
Oh, look at that!
Oh,
Look at that.
there you go.
Yeah. I
How
never take it off
awesome is
because
that?
Oh.
sometimes I'm like,
How awesome is that?
Bling bling.
like I feel like a coward. I'm like, I don't want to train, but then it's a little reminder, you know. And I'm like,
course,
crap! Like I
yes.
gotta go to the gym. now.
Yes.
So
I love that. I love that. I think about where we were in the past to where we are now, the sponsors that we have.
Yeah.
The Diamond Bank, a prestigious jewelry business in Los Angeles that's paying attention to the work that we do. Their gift motivates guys like Antonio Mares to keep going. He wears it proudly. It's a reminder of his hard work, of his dedication.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Look this is what the sport is doing in an effort to support the law enforcement community and the guys that decide to participate in this sport. You know, to me, that's very, very special. So kudos to the Diamond Bank for being involved with us.
I was talking to John. Was it at the ISS Iowa
At the USS Iowa, yeah.
when you fought? Was that fight when he won, and then they took the belt?
No, that
No.
was no, my goodness. That's his story to tell. That's not my story to tell. That's his story to tell.
What took place? What fight was this?
That was the second fight with
UCA.
Yeah, that was with UCA. And so, so we go through the fight. I mean, I thought I won the fight. Referee raised my hand or whatever, and they give me the belts, and then we go backstage, and then that's when I guess at some point the cards were misread, or something happened, and that's when they informed me, like, hey, bro, you know, you didn't actually win. We gave it to the opposite, and so that's when I was like, well, you know, you got to be the bigger man, and no love lost or anything like that. I was like, all right, well, you know, if I lost, I'll be a man about it. I'll take off the belt, and then I'm going to go. Because they were like, well, hand me the belt, and we'll go give it back to him. And I was like, no. Like, you know, I'll be the bigger man. If he won, I'm going to hand him the belt.
Yeah.
You know, that type of deal. So, yeah. Yeah, that was a tough one, man, because that was a tough camp, too. That was a rough camp. I was dealing with I was dealing with like a shoulder injury. And then I had a hamstring injury, so it was a tough, long camp. But it was a fun camp. These camps are, it's funny because like some guys are like, oh yeah, we go through like a a month camp or whatever, and I'm like, man, I'm spending 6 months on
Wow.
getting ready for some of these fights.
Yeah.
But it was a tough one, a fun fight though. I thought it was a fun fight.
But you had he's a very tough opponent, man. Ryan Garcia. What's Ryan's last name? He's with the he's with the LA City Fire Department.
Yeah, he's with the fire department.
Oh my goodness,
Cool
I'm gonna
dude.
feel bad. Super nice guy.
Yeah, super cool guy.
But man, that guy, holy cow, man, he's a tough opponent. Am I right?
Yeah, he's
tough. He's strong.
He's a tough dude. Same thing. It was fun being in the ring with him. Hopefully one day we could run it back. Hopefully that's not out of the. Hopefully we could run it back. But I mean, if not, I mean, I had fun working with him. A lot of these dudes, man. I mean, that's one of the things that when you get in the ring with some of these guys, man, you start building like a brotherhood with them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's like, man, some of these dudes, I had one of my really, really good dudes now. After the last fight that we had, my father had passed away. He had passed away I think it was a month or two prior to that fight. And right after the fight, he was like, "Hey man, your dad would be proud." And it was like,
wow.
man, like what a stand-up dude. You know
Yes,
what I'm
of
saying?
course,
Like
of
we
course,
could
of
go
course.
toe to toe in the ring, and then right after that, you're gonna say something like that, and
Yeah.
it just shows like some of the like what type of people, what type of officers you have who are coming in, stepping in the ring. And everybody just wants to get better at the
Of
end
course.
of the day.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody wants to push themselves. Now, naturally, when we step inside the ring, ain't nobody friends.
Yeah,
But
we're going.
as soon as that bell rings, the amount of brotherhood, the amount of for me, it was just for that person to take that time out
Yeah.
and just be like, hey, bro, your pops would be proud. I mean, it meant the world to me. So for me, I love it. I love this sport. I love everything that it's done. I love what the sport does for policing. Just because policing's already a brotherhood, but then when you have the brotherhood inside the brotherhood,
Right.
it just makes it that much stronger of a connection with certain guys.
Yeah. If you think about it, look what you said earlier at the beginning when we fought the department from West Midlands, England.
Yeah,
they're-
that was insane.
They're excited to come back and come September. I think we decided on September 20, the weekend of September 25, one of those Saturdays. So now West Midlands is going to travel to Los Angeles. For them to travel all the way from England to LA because they want to face tough guys. They want to face tough guys. At the same time, they want to enjoy Los Angeles. They like how the Los Angeles Police Department carries themselves and how we cater to them and show them around and all that good stuff. How special is that? That these guys are willing to travel from far to come and help us with the show. So now my job is to put on an exciting event. I try to do a good job, not just for our team, but for our department, but at the same time also for like the families, the partners, the girlfriends, the wives. I want them to really make it memorable. I want them to really remember, wow, I can't believe you fought at the Commerce Casino. I can't believe you fought at the Virgin Hotel in Las Vegas. That's my goal. My goal is to make it special for everyone, not just West Midlands, not just for LAPD, not just for the Sheriff's Department, but for everyone that attends our events.
I was wondering about the Vegas fights. I know it's Baker to Vegas weekend. I don't know if there are going to be any officers that are going to run and fight. Not saying that it's not possible. I'm sure you guys are getting hit up about the runs.
I am doing that. I'm running and fighting.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's your answer. There's your answer.
Are you going to run and?
No, I would love to, but I'm gonna be in training during that time, patrol training. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Where are you going?
Hopefully, well, I'm gonna go to East LA, and then
Nice.
hopefully, if all goes well, around October, I'll be getting off training, and then I already have it written on my calendar. October 1st, I have a little boxing club.
Oh,
you go.
nice.
So I need to
Good for you.
get
Best
to
of luck,
training.
bro.
Yeah,
Best of
'cause
luck.
it's important to have
Thank
it
you.
in you, right? You have it in you, Antonio. You have it in you to fight, to compete, and you kind of, you gravitate towards the sport. You want to be around it. You want to be involved. I totally get it, and it's awesome to be able to represent your department and represent yourself, represent your family and your friends and all that good stuff. It's really, really good things.
Hey, Josh, what leg are you running?
Well, right now we're still trying to figure like the logistics out on it. But I'm probably like 95% sure gonna run. I'll probably run like either leg 1, 2, or 3.
Oh, okay.
So very early
Yeah,
early
yeah,
leg.
you'll have a full day to
So that way I'll
recover.
have a full day to recover. Because me personally, sometimes my coach would tell me like, hey, the day before the fight, relax, don't do
Yeah.
anything, chill. And I hate that, right? Because usually for me, my rest day is Sunday, and then Monday comes around, and I hate Mondays because you get in the gym, you're tired, you're like, man, why am I fucking dying, And it's so dang hard when on Friday everything was easy.
Right.
So when I looked at it, I was like, you know what? If I get an extra day of work in, and then the fight comes, Sunday, I'm not going to have that lag time of where usually I come in and then I'm over here telling my coach, like, we're warming up for 2-3 hours before the fight because I'm like, no, I got to get ready. I always have that jitter. So for me, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be exciting. And hopefully Rampart, we last year we placed second in station for Baker to Vegas, so they take running super serious. And that's another thing too. Like a lot of the guys at the station, I'll hit up like, hey guys, I need sparring, and it's crazy to me the amount of dudes who are just like, hey bro, I'll jump in there, or I'll give you some work. Hey, I'll give you some work. Let me help you out. I'll help you out. And the amount of support. Again, I can't speak for every division, obviously.
Yeah.
But my goodness, I mean, Rampart is just one of those divisions, man, where if you're doing something that's gonna benefit, the community, that's gonna benefit people. I mean, they wrap their arms around you, and they, you know what I'm saying? Like they do everything they possibly can to make sure, they get you to that goal, that end goal. So, shout out to all my Rampart guys, man. I appreciate you guys. It's a community, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
It's a legit
You're
like
protecting the castle.
yeah,
protecting
you
the
really
castle.
are.
That's right.
You really are, man. But it's been a lot of fun. And then just to kind of touch up on like the community type of thing. I mean, and this is one thing I love about like boxing. Is like, obviously we train so hard, and then you post the pictures, right? And then you'll have, I went to Arleta High School, which is a very small high school. And I had like the principal there reach out, and she's like, hey man, you're alumni. Like, I would love to have you come out and speak to,
Oh,
the
very
kids
cool.
and,
Awesome.
and try and reach out. Cause, in that community, it's not easy, it's a lot of young kids sometimes go down the wrong roads. And a lot of my friends, was, you see them now, you're like, oh man, in prison, or didn't get to see the next birthday. So for me, it's like being able to give back to those communities, and being able to do it through boxing and being able to help out, and then they see that, and it's like, it's a blessing, man.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like it's truly a blessing. I couldn't thank God enough, just because it's like, man, all the things, the way he works and stuff like that, and puts you in places
Right.
to be able to like, touch that next generation is crazy to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The fact that you're willing to give back to youth too.
Yeah.
It's really, really important. Chris is a product of LAPD programs, of LAPD youth programs. I'm a product of LAPD youth programs, and I'm very big on giving back to youth. I'm very big on supporting the kids involved in the LAPD's cadet program. Look at I think I'm gonna do it in either May or June. I want to shut down Hollywood Boulevard in front of the Man's Chinese Theater. Well, I already have a relationship with the Los Angeles City Attorney, and I want to host a free community youth boxing show in front of the Man's Chinese Theater. Something that I want to give kids something that they will remember forever.
Yep.
And I'm hitting the ground running by talking to the city attorney's office, talking to business leaders in that area. I'm pretty sure Wildcard and Freddie Roach, shout out to Freddie Roach,
Those guys are amazing.
because he's so big on giving back to kids that want to be involved. So how special is that to be able to connect it all together? the LAPD boxing team, the Los Angeles Police Department, coming together to put on this event for the betterment of kids. I think it's just awesome. Kudos to you for doing something like that. That's really, really big.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I feel like
It's awesome.
I feel like sometimes we don't realize the amount, the type of impact we make on others, especially the youth. You know, like you said, you have your old principal reaching out from your old high school, and John's had a lot of kids that have moved on and they come back, and it's always good to get that phone call and like, hey, thank you for everything you did. You know, for that you did for me growing up and helped me. And people remember like the smallest things sometimes. Like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, remember I needed $1 and you gave me $1, and because of you I ate that day. And it's always like, small gestures that officers do or help with. I could count numerous times that officers helped me growing up, or they would just drive by, check up on me when I was growing up in Newton Division, and keeping me out of trouble and getting me involved with the Explore program, and just always showing up at my school. They were like parents, showing up to my school. Hey, how's he doing? Is he good? Can we see his grades? You better stay out of trouble. And
Wow.
but I feel like having mentors growing up definitely help, at least me personally, help guide me in the right path and stay out of trouble, and holding me accountable for whatever it is that I was doing at the time, and just being there. Because I feel like a lot of kids in the community, you hear the old, people join gangs because, they don't have that connection at home, or missing parents and so forth. And maybe there's some truth to that, and when you have mentors that are there and kind of step in, and they become role models, it inspires others, and it's like, hey, you know what? I want to grow up and be like this guy, or they have someone to reference to. It's like they don't just look at the bad guys or the gangsters that are out in the neighborhood. They now have a positive role model that, like, man, this guy John Negrete is flashy. He comes through here in his police car, and he comes off duty and well groomed, well nice, and it's the image that you're putting out to a kid that's like looking up, like, oh, I want to be like him. I don't want to look like this guy over here. I want to look like him. So mentorship, I think it's just very important to keep and go out there and help, some of these kids.
Friends, the William H. Parker Los Angeles Police Foundation is dedicated to supporting the men and women of the Los Angeles Police Department by funding essential training equipment and education programs that strengthen public safety across our city. Inspired by Chief William H. Parker's legacy of professionalism, integrity, and service, the foundation steps in where city budgets fall short, providing resources that protect officers, empower neighborhoods, and build lasting partnerships between the police and the communities they serve. Through officer wellness initiatives and cutting-edge technology grants, the foundation works every day to make Los Angeles safer, stronger, and better connected. A special thanks to the William H. Parker Foundation for supporting the Los Angeles Police Department's boxing team. Yeah, it's so important. I'm very vocal too on social media. I encourage other professionals, whether it be law enforcement or not. If you work in a professional atmosphere, if your livelihood is in a professional atmosphere, take the time to invite youth into your space,
Right,
into your workspace, because you never know. That kid wants that Beamer that you drive, wants that big house that you live in. But that's all it takes is just inviting that kid into your space, into your workspace, spending some time to mentor that youth to help them get to where he or she wants to be one day. It's really not that difficult. I've expressed it so many times on social media, at dinners, and when you explain it to people why it's so important, then it starts to make a lot of sense. It starts to make a lot of sense. These are the kids that without them saying, because they don't know how, they're too young to voice.
Right.
They're too young to voice it. But that they want to be in a better position one day. And it takes a professional and someone that cares to be able to explain to that kid how to get there. It's not that hard.
It's funny because like driving around, patrolling and stuff like that, I'm very big on talking to your community, talking to your people. And it's like, people don't know me as like, oh, the cop. They know like, oh, what's up, Robles? Like, hey, Robles. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of like, it's like humanizing yourself in a way, you know, because I feel like sometimes we put on the badge and it's like we're robots, you know, like we have to do this and type of stuff. But when the community starts to see you and it's like, nah, I know him. I know Robles.
Yeah.
You know, oh, Robles talks to me. Robles is, you know, and it just changes things. It changes the community. It changes the way people kind of like view you and your perception. So it's good to see like coppers nowadays starting to do that. And then, like I said, the way that the boxing team reaches out and when people are in need, and it's good to see. And then it makes you want to even be better. You know, it makes you
Right.
want to do more. It makes you want to be like, oh man, boxing community's doing this. Well, hey, let me go help out here. Let me go do this here. You know, so it's fun. It's everybody's pushing everybody to be a better person.
Sure.
I feel.
That's
That-
the goal. That's the goal.
And I think there's always been officers that have gone out into the community and, you know, they help. You know, there's officers that have participated in community events. It's just now more visible because of social media now, and you know, a lot of police departments are coming up with their social media teams and pushing it out more. But you hit it right on the dot. You know, it's humanizing the badge, humanizing the person, showing the community that, hey, we're not just here, you know, arresting bad guys. We're also trying to help. And in a sense, you know, I hear it often. Like we're kind of, at times it feels like we're raising some of these kids in the community by being there and showing up to their school. Or I've been asked a couple of times, like, you know, with two girls that I was mentoring when they graduated from the Explorer Academy, they asked me, and I wasn't expecting it. They're like, hey, can you come with us to our family night? You know, because it means a lot. So
Yeah.
It's
to me, it was
amazing.
like, man, that's crazy. Like they're asking me to show up when they could have asked someone else, a close
Yeah.
family member or something. So it's those positive impacts that you know, it comes back and you're like, man, it's a good feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's a good feeling. Regardless of how tough you are or how tough you think you are, like it hits you in that soft
Yeah.
spot and you're like, man, I didn't realize I made that, you know, type of impact in this person's life.
Yeah.
John, I'm sure, you know, you got how many years on the job?
Oh my goodness, 28 this year.
All right.
Yeah, 28 this year in December. So 27 years.
Jealous.
And you've touched a lot of lives. I mean, I know another guy that I grew up with that you mentored growing up también, and a lot of kids that you've mentored along the years that have gone on to be police officers, attorneys, and so many professions. But, you know, it's
Yeah.
people like you that
Well, I'm a big fan of paying it forward. Being a police explorer was impactful to me. You know, impactful. I was mentored by so many police officers out of Newton Division, and it's only right. You know, you got to pay it forward. You just have to. It's scary that there's a big, huge loss in the interest of pursuing a career in law enforcement now. You know, like those classes are getting so small.
Yeah.
So if we could really reach out to kids and get them excited about what it's like to be a police officer, what it entails, you know, because yes, they know that we respond to calls for service. They know that we drive police cars and we have uniforms and shiny badges and all that stuff. But I think it's important for them to know all the other stuff that we do also. The boxing that we do. LAPD has a football team. LAPD has a basketball team. The sports that we do, how we bring people together. It's important for the community to know that. They have to know that. Me, myself, working in Hollywood, I make it a point for people in the community that I serve. I go, hey, don't forget to follow us on Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at lapdboxing.tv. Yeah. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, the police department, we have a boxing team, and that's how you get the message out there. I want the community to know. Look what cops are doing.
Yeah.
For the betterment of charity. You know, cops are getting punched in the face and punching other people in the face to fundraise for good causes. The community deserves to know that the police is doing a lot more than the norm.
yeah, true.
It's funny because like when it comes to like that community thing, and it's like, you know, boxing and everything, but it's like when it comes to boxing though, I really feel like it helps you in so many more ways than just that. You know, like even in like on patrol, you know, and you get into that use of force and sometimes people, you know, get punched in the face and they freak out, right? And oh my God, I got hit and you know, and they freak out. And it's like early on in my career, I never understood it. You know, when people say like, yeah, when you box, everything slows down. You know, you can be in a use of force and everything slows down. And it's like, now after, being in use of force, then you're like, man, everything really does slow down, and you become, I think, a better officer. You become an officer that I feel the public expects you to be, because they expect you to be Superman. It's like
good point,
they expect you to be that dude in the movie who can hit a shot from 100 yards out,
Right.
and save everybody's life, and so I feel like that this boxing team, and when you box, it pushes you to be that officer. It pushes you to be that person that, that Superman. When the public needs you, hey, I know he's here. Oh, we're all safe now. Or if he's in a use of force, I know everybody's going to be safe, including the suspect as well. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that he takes care, the officer's going to take care of business and make sure everybody comes out safe. And I really feel like it gives you that kind of sense of slowing everything down, and okay, you got hit, don't mean anything.
Right. Yeah.
You still know what you got to do. The plan ain't changed, So it's like when I think of boxing, it's like, man, I tell someone, because I'm a FTO, so I tell like my P1s, guys, you guys gotta train. You guys gotta train, because the public expects a certain degree from you. They expect Superman,
Right.
and if you ain't training like Superman, well, we're only letting the public down. So that's where it's like what boxing does and what John has done and what he set up, and where we have, rings, and we have equipment, and we have all these different things at some of our facilities. It's a blessing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because then you look at the officer and it's like, hey, man, you got no excuse.
Yeah.
Ain't
Yeah.
no excuse why we couldn't handle this a certain way,
Right.
So, I mean, for me, I love the fact that I'm a part of a department that looks at, boxing and supports it and says, hey, let's push our officers to be better. Let's push our officers to make sure if they get in a use of force that they're comfortable there. They're not freaking out or anything
Yeah.
like that. And I feel like that's really one of the biggest things for me that these shows do, because you get punched in the face and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Certain days. Yeah, but whether you work patrol or you work in the jails, I mean, I'm sure not only the public has that expectation, but also fellow partners appreciate it too. Hey,
Of course.
yeah. I show up to a call with John and I know I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be
That's
safe.
right.
You
That's
know,
right.
like,
I got you.
yeah, yeah. But I'm sure other partners appreciate it también, and I'm sure you've had your fair share of use of force in the jails and having partners, and because everyone, I think when you put that uniform on, you think, oh yeah, I'm Superman, until you
Yeah.
get punched in the
Until you
face,
get punched in the
and
face.
then you're like, oh
Yes.
shit, what the hell?
What does Mike Tyson say? Everyone has a plan to
Yeah.
get punched in the mouth.
Yeah,
Very true. It's so true.
yeah,
And I think that's part of it too, I mean, obviously when you put that badge on, it's you're saying, hey, I'm here to protect. I'm here to make sure.
Right.
I'm here to bring calm to the chaos.
Mhm.
And I feel like we sometimes forget, hey, we got to train for the chaos though. And I feel like that's
Absolutely.
one thing that boxing prepares you for. It prepares you for, hey, I just got punched in the face and my bell's ringing and I'm starting to see a little blurry, but how can I stay calm in this position and continue to execute my plan? And I feel like when you do get out in the field and stuff like that happens, I mean, so I had a use of force. This was about a year ago. And so we stopped the car, get out. Suspect, he had broke his girlfriend's femur or whatever. And he takes off running, right? So we go in foot pursuit. And I catch up to him. I tackle him. And as I tackle him, boom, I feel my ankle pop. I'm like, oh, well, that's not good, right? End up fracturing the ankle. So as we roll over, suspect starts punching me, and I'm like, oh, in my head, I'm like, okay, stay calm, it's all good. I'm thinking about my ankle, but I'm like, it's all good. And so I deliver a strike, and boom, I feel a pop in my shoulder.
Oh,
and I'm like,
man.
oh, dude, this is not good. I said, first my ankle. I said, I'm falling apart. But training, right, and understanding that, hey, it's okay. During the fight, sometimes we have things go wrong. We might have a fight where we have a certain plan in the first round and it didn't go the way we wanted it to go, and it kind of took it into that scenario, where it was like, hey, this isn't where I wanted to be, but let's work and get out of this position, And so I end up taking him into custody and all that stuff and no issues after. But at the end of it, it was a torn labrum, fractured ankle. But it was like, I honestly don't think I could have had the mental fortitude, but not only that, being able to stay calm under pressure. Had I not been in that boxing
In the sport,
program,
yeah.
had I not been able to understand that, hey, it's okay, things might go wrong, but let's
Yeah.
figure out another alleyway to get the job done.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's where I'm like, I mean, there you have tons of incidents, but that's one of the ones where I look back on my career and I'm like, man, thank God I trained, because it was like, dude, that literally saved me, saved, you know, suspect from, you know, not, you know, escalating to
Right.
you know, crazier force or anything like that, but it was just some of those situations where you're like, man, thank God, you know, thank God I'm able to train, I'm able to work, because it prepares you. It really does. It prepares you to be Superman.
Right.
Kudos to our coaches for that too, man.
It 1,000%.
Kudos to our coaches
1,000%.
Sam, look at Sam. Sam really understands the law enforcement community. He really genuinely cares about police and the work that we do. So I'm sure, knowing Sam, as long as I know him, I know that he incorporates the sport into the work. Yes, my job is to teach my boxer how to be a better boxer and how to win his fights. But let me also give him tools that'll help him be a better police officer. Knowing how Sam is, I'm sure that's I'm sure that's what they put, and I'm sure you could relate to what I'm sharing from your coaches, that they, you know, they put that in you, and so kudos to them. That's why I get very excited when I see them at the fights. That the fact that, you know, they're there for a reason. They're there because they care. They want to see a good outcome for their fighter.
Yeah.
Yes, they want to work the corner and see a great outcome and be there for them. But at the same time, deep down inside, they care about the law enforcement community. So how special is that we're able to bring people together?
Yeah. No, very true. I mean, you need coaches like that. you
Yeah.
know, that prepare you not only physically but mentally, and that's, you know, you build that confidence and you go out there and fresh mindset and ready for anything, you know, that comes your way. And whether you're in a good or bad situation, you stay calm and collective and start thinking about what to do next. So, Anthony, going forward, I know you said you're going to start patrol training soon. What are your plans with boxing? Or is this something you're going to continue on? And
Yeah, 100%. I think the only reason why I really stopped is because it's a whole animal, and obviously you guys could understand where I'm coming from. And then East LA is even more demanding, in my opinion, than most stations. So I really have to lock in and focus. But had I not, let's just say that patrol wasn't in the cards for me in the near future, no, I would have never stopped. I would have continued to box, because I was just barely getting started, barely getting into the groove of even understanding the sport
Right.
at a slightly higher level, you know? And then I feel like if just when I got a little taste of what it really is, right? I had to, well, I didn't have to, but it would be unwise of me not to, because handling both, I mean, as you guys could attest, both boxing and law enforcement demand your all. And if you try to do
Absolutely.
both, you can, because we do, but you have to be fully committed. And right now, I don't think I'd be able to do both. But I think once October comes, I mean, that's the plan for me. Once October comes and I'm, God willingly, off training, I'm now back into it, because there's too many pros and not enough cons. Cons, maybe you get permanently injured, but pros, I mean, just like you had mentioned, just being calm, in my opinion. Like, yeah, it's a defensive tactic, or like an art. Phenomenal. Makes us mentally tougher. Cool. But just being calm is super important, because you, in a positive manner, you infect like other people, but in a good way. And the reason why I say that is because when I was in, I didn't have boot camp, but it was like a version of boot camp. I remember I would freak out, because I'm like, what the you know, what's going on? Like, I don't know what to do.
Stress,
Like,
yeah.
I'm dumb, you know? But then I would, there's always like leaders that stand out, whether it's because they're just natural leaders or whatever the case may be. but this guy stood out to me, and he was like the leader, and nobody crowned him the leader, but everybody knew it was him, right? And I'm like, man, he has like many traits that are like good traits that a leader has, but what is like the main one? And I noticed that, at least to me, he was always calm, and that would in return make me calm, because I'm like, well, if like the top dog is cool, calm, and collective, then I should be all right, because I mean he's got our backs. So if he's calm, I need to be calm, you know. So it's totally true. Like when you get into use of the force, like chances are, this is my opinion. Chances are, the guy is not in his prime. He doesn't train harder than us. He's not mentally tougher or physically tougher than us. So off the bat, in my mind, I already think I'm gonna win. Whether it's true or not, different story.
Right.
But just having that mindset already makes you just be more calm, and it does affect other people, because sometimes they'll get tunnel vision, and you just remind them, right? Like, hey, dude, like just relax, grab the arm, or whatever the case may be, and then they're like, what the hell? Like, why is this guy not freaking out? Like, we're in a fight, and like,
Yeah.
so what? So what that we're in a fight? It's like this is like live training right now, you know? So just chill out. So yeah, there's a lot of pros, but yeah, I think that's the goal for me, and then hopefully maybe like January 2027 I'll be able to box again, because
Awesome.
yeah, I love it. It's a great program. I mean, great sport, great everything. You get to network with people, you get to get physically toned, so you get life-saving skills, so
Absolutely.
it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
Like you said, it checks. There's way more pros than there are cons.
Yeah.
Way too many. Yeah, and you know what? And I tell people too. I'm like, look, like, in my opinion, like you not training, like you're a sitting duck, because one thing we could all guarantee is that you will get in a fight, you know.
yeah.
And if you don't train, you're at the mercy of that other guy, because the people that don't train and they do fight, and they end up losing, or they're just not matched correctly because the suspect or the inmate's like bigger, taller, stronger, whatever. Like I remind them, I'm like, you survived, like you lived because he decided to let you live.
Yeah.
You know, you were
That's powerful.
Yeah, you were at his mercy. You're alive because he allowed you to, and that's just not a good position to be in. And some people think I'm exaggerating, but I'm really not, because we're in this field. You know, if we were in another field, okay, maybe it's not life and death, but it's life and death every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sin City Showdown.
2026 Sin City Showdown at the Virgin Hotel.
It's gonna be
March
a fun one.
29th at Las Vegas. Let's do this.
That's gonna be a fun one, man.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Vegas.
We're gonna pack the place. Everyone there is gonna enjoy the fights. We're gonna help out kids from an amazing gym in Las Vegas, and we're gonna show the law enforcement community how powerful this sport is when you bring cops into the ring that want to punch each other in the face for entertainment.
I'm kind of bummed out because I don't think I'll be there for this year's Sin City
Oh,
Showdown.
you never
but-
know. You never know, Chris.
But we're
You
still
never
hanging
know.
on to that hope.
That's right. Let's hang on to that hope.
They've asked us to sit back and work some extra shifts, so
That's it.
but hopefully they'll sign off on my.
Let's see what happens.
Let's
see what
show
happens.
up.
We got to make some phone calls.
That's it. We'll make some. We'll send some text
Send some
messages.
emails.
Some letters.
We got to get this done
Hey,
though.
hey, Chief, we need this guy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna pray to the day off gods
There you
that you're able to be there with us and doing your thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Whether I go or not, I mean, I wish the boxers that are involved nothing but the best, and I hope nothing but success for that night, because we talked about it in the last show that this is kind of this is gonna make or break next year's Sin City
absolutely.
Showdown.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we've been trying to promote the fights. We've been trying to promote the event.
Yeah.
I know Baker to Vegas is like, it's been going on for years and everyone's aware of it. And you throw boxing into that component, and I think it's going to be a hell of a show, a big turnout.
Of course, yeah.
I'm excited just talking about it and hearing about when you mentioned it back in 2020.
Yeah.
I was already, excited at the
Yeah.
time, and unfortunately, COVID shut everything
Yeah,
down.
this I was about to tell Antonio that this was supposed to happen back in 2020, but COVID messed it up.
Which is insane to
but
think.
yeah,
5 years in there.
I know.
Or 6 years now.
Yeah,
6
6
years
years.
in the working. That's
But
insane.
COVID is gone, and now it's time to give everybody that supports Baker to Vegas an amazing fight, so they could see. I want them to demand it.
Right.
I want people to demand boxing at every Baker to Vegas because the Las Vegas Police Department, because they're starting this, they deserve this. They work very, very hard. Their team wants to show off. They need this platform. They want this platform. So let's give it to them. Let's give them this platform. Let's let this is going to be their Super Bowl. Baker to Vegas Fight Weekend is going to be their Super Bowl. So let's put on an amazing show for everyone to enjoy.
Which is funny because I was out there a week and a half ago, and they got some big dudes, man. Like, Vegas PD does not play around. I was looking, I'm passing, I'm like, God, this dude 6'2", this dude 6'1", Jesus Christ, So
Fighting giants.
yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a fun show, man. It's gonna be one of those ones where you definitely don't want to miss, and for it to be the first one, it's gonna be a staple.
Absolutely.
And it was only a couple weeks away from 2020.
Yeah, we were there.
They shut everything down in March.
Yes, we were
Baker
there.
to Vegas, I think, was either March or April, but it was just a couple weeks away.
Yeah, we were visiting venues. We were making contact with USA Boxing. A lot of stuff was already in place when all of a sudden COVID came and shut it all down.
Yeah, sad, but
that's behind us now.
I think the cool part is that you never truly know. This might take over, or in a sense, be potentially bigger than Baker to Vegas. I don't know. I don't think many people dislike boxing, So who knows? It could blow up and be huge.
Yep. We might need a bigger venue the following year.
Yeah, I think it will once it gets momentum and people start knowing. Anytime like a grand opening, it may make or break a store or an event, but people are we're gonna learn a lot from this first year's event.
Absolutely.
To better it for next year, and probably start promoting way ahead, sooner and pushing the word and letting people know about the event ahead of time, which we've been doing. I mean, we've been promoting it, and the word is out. I know people at my agency are aware of it, and they've been hitting me up about it. And LEPD, it's been all over social media. So we just got to wait and see what this year's going to bring. Yeah. But I'm excited for next year as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good point. It could be, if this year's great, next year could be even better because you guys are going to have experience from this year.
Yeah.
Dang.
And you have a lot of people that show up to Baker to Vegas, a lot of family members that go and support their loved ones that are running. And you're going to have a lot of boxers that are going to go and participate in Baker to Vegas who bring large crowds of family members to these events. Yeah. And I'm sure they're going to, and that's usually how word gets passed down from people to people that, hey, so-and-so is fighting. We've been to other venues. Pomona recently, the other officer from Rampart, Officer Rodriguez.
A-Rod.
Yeah, he had a huge crowd.
He had a big old following there.
Dude. And you have officers that come from all of Southern California, people officer that came from San Diego, and she had a large crowd of family members that were there, friends and family. Yeah. So, I can only imagine what Vegas is going to look like.
It's going to be nice.
And here I was worried about, ticket sales. I'm like, Baker to Vegas
I'm
weekend,
not worried
bro. Everyone's going to be ready.
It's funny, too, because for the fighters, you want to put on a great show. Right. Because then you see other guys who are like, oh, man, that was a great... I want to be a part of this, too. Yeah. Hey, let me... You know what I'm saying? So... I think it's a collective effort for everybody. I think, obviously, you guys do an amazing job on putting on freaking shows and all that stuff. And the way some of the shows that you guys put on, sometimes even my coach is like, Jesus Christ, this is better than some of the professional shows, But, two, I think it's also up to the fighters, too, to be like, hey, man, you guys did your part. Now we got to do our part, and let's put on a show for these guys, You know
what, Josh, with that said, I have to thank... Mark Habibi with Fightbook, because when Fightbook came into the scene and they said, wait a minute, the police have boxing? Yes. How can we be a part of this? What do you need? Mark, we need ring card girls. Mark, we're gonna have a fight at the Commerce Casino. We never done a fight at the Commerce Casino. What do you need from me? What? How can Fightbook be involved? I would love to. I would love to treat the boxers to mariachi, and I would love to feed them at the after the weigh-ins. I'll take care of that. Mark Habibi from Fightbook said, "I will take care of that." And sure enough, at the weigh-ins,
That was a good
at
time.
LAPD Parker Center,
It was a
at
good
LAPD
time.
headquarters, excuse me, LAPD headquarters, we had live mariachi and we had a fabulous lunch provided by Buena Mesa Restaurant. How awesome is that? I like knowing that these people want to come on board to show that they're definitely committed, that they're involved. Not only that, they want the law enforcement people involved to feel special. And having mariachi there and having great food, how is that not special?
And that's the reason why sponsorship support from some of these companies is important, because not only do they make the events happen, but they build that relationship
Yeah.
with the police department, and they're at the events. They make getting tracksuits or paying for a ring, paying for lighting equipment, because it's expensive putting a fight together, especially like the one at Commerce Casino. We were very fortunate enough that Commerce Casino wanted a relationship with the LAPD boxing team, and supporters and sponsors are out there. It's just a matter of reaching out and getting the right ones to come out and support, because they know that at the end of the day it is a boxing match, and I'm not trying to downplay it, but they know the greater causes, to give back to the community and help some of these kids, and help the youth programs such as the Los Angeles Police Scholarship Foundation. So and they understand that, they know that it comes, their money or sponsorship is going to a good cause, and they're willing to help.
That's it.
It's funny too, because like I love it when the sponsors, inject their own flavor into,
Yes.
like with I think that was one of the coolest things ever, growing up in LA, and then coming on the department working for LAPD, and then, to be on a work day and you're chilling watching, the mariachi band going. And for me, it was so cool to see like that flavor of culture being injected into, a department that you have so much,
Right.
love and aspiration for, and so that was one of the top pre-fight meals and shows I've ever been a part of. It was cool to see that mariachi going and playing, and all the fighters are sitting around, and everybody's looking at everybody, watching everybody at the same time, but you still want to have a good time at the same time too.
It was a good time.
You're
You
doing this from afar.
You're eating with a smile. You're trying not to smile too much, but it was
That's
honestly, it was one of the dopest things I think you guys have ever put on. For me personally, it was
That's
just cool to
awesome.
see that flavor of LA be injected into law enforcement. It was really cool.
Right on. 2026, Sin City Showdown,
2026.
Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's do it, gentlemen.
I think that's a wrap. Follows on Instagram at LAPD Boxing TV.
Uh-huh.
And this will be on YouTube hopefully tomorrow.
Let's hope so. Yes.
So follows on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok now.
Oh, now we have a TikTok.
now we
That's
have a
right.
TikTok.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
wherever
And
they
we
are.
have an online store.
and an online store.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
Get
we
your
have an
merch.
online store. Yes,
Get your
get your
LAPD
t-shirts.
merch.
LAPD Boxing Team, yeah. So stay tuned, and
And all those proceeds, who does that proceed go to?
We're helping get we're funding. Oh my goodness, what's the correct way to say it? We're helping our LAPD cadets get their driver's license. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. All our merch sales goes directly towards helping a cadet. They sign up on our website saying that they want help getting their driver's license, and we pay for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And we're working on making this bigger by connecting with other companies. Like we're doing outreach to NASCAR.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're doing outreach to Adriana's Insurance to see if maybe we could do this on a bigger scale. Like helping all LAPD cadets every single year. A kid turns 16, let's help that kid get their
Boom.
driver's license.
See, and I feel like that's what law enforcement is meant for.
Yeah,
you know?
yes, sir.
I feel like we meant to we put the bad guy in jail, but we do so much more than
Yeah.
just that. And
Yep.
I can't thank you guys enough for kind of putting a spotlight on that, putting a spotlight on all the dudes who kind of go quietly, under the radar, and
Yeah.
helping out families here and there, and they don't really get that shine. And you guys are amazing for kind of putting a spotlight on all those dudes.
Awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Till next time.
Till next time.